Hello everyone, this is Richard, and in this video I'm going to be doing a mod showcase of the Elemental Caves mod. And basically it is a new mod, fairly new. There's no showcases for it at the moment, and it's got some pretty awesome features, so I figured I'd go over it, because I like picking mods that no one's really done before. So, as you can see, basically this adds all sorts of new different cave systems. This one actually is really awesome. It generated inside a ravine, and this is a forest cave system. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll look at the topic real quick. So let me just pause it. Yeah, it's just called a forest cave, and this one generated in a ravine, but the main property of this is that things constantly grow back in it. So if I am to destroy these, you'll notice shortly, they should, well these are growing back. But yeah, you can see the stuff grows. And basically the main issue with this is it means that you can get lost in these really easily, because you would usually just think, oh, I'll mark my way by destroying it. Well, no, you have to like maybe place a block, like you could place dirt some places as a marker, or maybe destroy blocks to mark your way, but destroying these plants won't help since they're just going to grow back. Also add some new stuff. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Okay, it's crystal, and I guess these let out light, and it also adds obviously some new different soil types and some new stone. This is ancient mossy stone. So there are two other types. There's ice caves and there's fire caves. Okay, so this is an ice cave, and it generates in taiga biomes, snowy biomes, ice spikes, etc. Any biome that's snowy. So you can see actually this was pretty cool. It gave us a big broad opening and kind of view. But basically it looks very similar to the forest, and every biome has its own crystals, and those crystals basically, every cave system, has its own crystals, and those crystals give you different items, which you can actually throw and apply the effects of those biomes. So if I just click 0, and we break this, you can see we can actually get a few shards, and you can actually throw these, and they do whatever effect is relative to their biome. So they would actually apply the freeze effect in an area if it weren't already frozen. And, yeah, so that is it for this biome, I'm pretty sure. Let's go to the next. This is the third and final cave, and, it's the fire cave, if you haven't guessed. And basically, oddly enough, it does not generate in the nether. Instead, it generates in savanna biomes and, desert biomes. You can see this one actually generated quite high. It's at 64, and it's actually burning down this tree. So, the problem with these is that every time you break this, it floods with lava. So, I don't know if I'll be able to go down into here and see if I can take a look at this. But yeah, you can see it's all filled with lava. And obviously the crystals in this would be much, much harder to get in survival. So let me just try and put that down so I can mine this in survival fairly easily. And grab a pick, and I'll show off what this does. So, we'll grab a diamond pickaxe. And time set, or not time set, day, game mode, 0. And so now, I can just get a few of the gems. I didn't get many. Now that lava's pouring down from earlier, from the one I broke up there. So I'll head up, and probably I'm assuming these will set mobs on fire. I don't know if these will set trees on fire. That would be cool to try. Actually, no, it doesn't. So, doesn't set trees on fire. I thought it would have set the ground on fire or something, but I guess it doesn't. I know it sets mobs on fire. And I think it actually has like a 6-block radius. So if I just trap a bunch of mobs in an area, I should probably be able to get this to work. And I assume it'll catch them all on fire at the same time. So let me just go grab an egg, spawn. I guess I'll just use a creeper. I'm not vicious enough to use a villager. Something feels wrong about it. So we'll just drop a fire shard in there. No, maybe it only affects the one it hits. Yeah, I think it only affects the one it hits. So, yeah, that's what the fire shard does. It's actually not quite as powerful as I thought. But that's not all this mod adds. There is one final thing. It adds tools for all the gems, tools and armor. Okay, so I am in the original world where we found the forest one. And so I'm just going to go make these various armors for them and we'll see what they do. This is the Infernium armor, as you can see in here. And so real quickly we're going to test it out on a zombie and see how much damage they can do. So I'm just going to set my game mode to 0. And let's see. So far he's not doing any damage. I don't know if he has a chance of doing damage or not. Well, in full armor, it doesn't look like he can do any damage. And one interesting thing is this armor has a special effect, it appears, that you set things on fire randomly when you walk over them sometimes. Like, it's, I think, when you jump. And then wind up burning him, so we can just kill him now. This is the Earthium-based armor. And I'll just do a full frontal view, everything. And basically, it also has a special effect. The reason I'm not on the ground is actually because of it. So if I drop on the ground, you'll see it'll start to make an incredible loud amount of noise because it's constantly spawning plants. So I just didn't want that to... kind of gets annoying after a while, so I think this armor would actually be pretty annoying and frustrating to adventure around in. So let me just raise off the ground real quick. I don't think it can plant anything here. So now we're just going to see if a zombie can do any damage. I think all of these with full armor are completely immune to zombies, though. But we'll just try anyway. So, well, actually now we have a spider coming after us, and it doesn't look like he can do any damage either. So I'll just kill him. And I think that's about it for this. So now we have the Freezium armor, which is the final set of armor. And actually I really like the color of this kind of bluish color. I think it's really good. And you can see it from, here's just both sides. But again, I think it's just retextured default armor. So you can probably guess what the special effect is going to be, especially from the ice on the ground. So I'll just head down and you can see. But yeah, it just spawns snow in places. I don't think it can spawn snow in places that already have grass, so if we go over here, it would probably work better. I don't know, maybe it's when you jump, or when you land. So it's kind of odd, it seems kind of sporadic in the way it chooses to work. But I'll just head into survival, and let's see if this armor does anything, or can protect me against zombies. So I'll just spawn a zombie here. And as I suspected, they can't do anything against this. So that's about it for the armors. I'm going to move on to the swords now. Okay, so now I'm here to test the swords. And obviously I have the diamond just as like a control variable compared to the other 3 swords. So there are 3, 1 for each biome. However, the Infernium sword seems like you cannot craft it. There must be a bug in the crafting recipe at the moment, at least in this version of the mod, and you can't craft it. But, just comparing these real quick, you notice the Diamond Sword is +7, the Freezium's +7, but the Infernium and the Earthen are +8. And so, I'm curious how much this will have an effect on actually if we can, how like many hits it actually takes to kill a zombie with this weapon. So, first of all, I'll just do the Diamond Sword just so you get the idea of how many hits it takes. 1, 2, and 3. And now I'll do one with this sword, the Freezium. And as you can see, it looks like it actually applies an effect. I think it's slowness. But it looks like this is also going to take 3, if that zombie will get out of the way. So yeah, that was 3 as well. And those zombies actually managed to hit for a little bit of damage now, that's surprising. And so now I'm just going to try the Infernium. I assumed it was going to set them on fire, and it also applies another potion effect. I didn't count how many that was, so I'll try that real quick. Maybe if I space it out more. 1, 2. Yeah, so it's still 3, although I suspect if you got away from him and let the fire kind of burn him down for a bit, it might be 2. And finally, we have the Earthen, and I'm curious what effect that's going to have. So this thing, I hate the baby zombies, they're very fast. But yeah, it was also 3, so basically the +1 extra attack damage doesn't make that much difference on something like a zombie. Now on a creeper it might, so actually let's go try that real quick. And then I think we'll be done with the swords. So let's try spawning a creeper and seeing what the difference is. So, with the diamond it takes 1, 2. With the Earthen it takes Still 2. So yeah, it doesn't have that much of a difference on ordinary mobs. I don't think there would really be many other mobs I could test this for. But yeah, maybe let's see what it does on the Infernium. I'm curious how many fire things it takes afterwards to kill it. Okay, so if it's losing half a heart each burn, there's still a fair amount of, yeah. There was still a fair amount of health left beyond that one. Okay, so I did a test on the pickaxes, all 4, with diamond as the control. I enchanted them all to efficiency 5, and then I got obsidian blocks, and basically I tried to see how long it took for each of them to destroy the obsidian block, and they all measured the exact same. So I assume that these pickaxes are pretty much all identical to diamond. And I'm curious, though, what their durability is. So for those of you who don't know, you can click F3 and H on your keyboard, and it brings up the F3 debug menu. But more importantly, let's just go out of that, it actually gives you the ability to see the data values, which is the durability on pickaxes, or on any tools for that matter. And you can see Earthen has a 1561, so that means it can destroy 1,561 blocks before it breaks. But it appears Infernium actually has 1,301, which is slightly lower. Diamond or Fresium has 1561, and Diamond has always had 1561, except since like the very beginning of Indev of Minecraft, where it was lower. So, yeah, that is the results for the test. Basically, it appears the tools in this mod are pretty much all the same as Diamond, with just a few extra like benefits like swords and a different durability level for the Infernium. So, this has been the Elemental Caves mod, and for the Elemental Caves mod, I'd say it's quite good as a way to kind of vary your caves and make them look nicer and kind of have more randomness in your world, which has always been something I've been a fan of in Minecraft, having more kind of random aspects. But at the same time, it seems so overpowered that it doesn't seem like it'd be great for survival. So it would be kind of cool if actually the developers released a second version of it that had less overpowered features or allowed you to disable the overpowered features, like in a config file. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't really give these mods a rating because generally I'm doing mods that are just so new to